Hey, this is Bryce and thanks for tuning into my YouTube channel, Jack of Trades. Today we're going to do an unboxing video of the HPI Baja 5B Flux. So before I get going on that, let me talk a little bit about the kit, or the history of this car. As I said, this is the HPI Baja 5B Flux. This is their SBK, or self-build kit. The kit number is 160324. The original Baja came out in 2005 as an RTR kit with a 23cc gasoline engine, two-stroke gas engine. It was originally designed by Akira Kagawa, who was known for some of the Kyosho projects that he worked on, including the Scorpion, the Optima, the Ultima. So in the design of the HPI Baja, you'll see a lot of similarities, kind of cosmetic similarities that carried over from those cars into the HPI Baja because of his contribution to this project. The Baja, when it's fully built, is about 32 inches long. As a stock car, it comes in at about 21 pounds. Over the years, there was a pretty wide variety of this car that was released, including first we saw the Baja 5T, which is their truck version, based same chassis, just some different different body mounts. Then they came out with the SS kit, which was it was a kit, whereas all the other cars prior to that were RTRs. And that kit, I believe, came with a 26cc engine. And then they did the SC for the short course truck version. They eventually did a Flux version, which is their electric version. And then they did an on-road version of the Baja. And I think around that time, which is around 2016, I believe HPI filed for bankruptcy, and then the kind of the supply chain for Baja related products got really sketchy and unreliable at that point. And we haven't seen anything from them in a while until recently, where this kit was just released within the last couple of weeks, actually a couple of months now, as we get into November. So that's it. So let's go ahead and do the unboxing. I think first we'll get into the car. So as you can see, it's still packaged. It's probably boxed in the box. I haven't touched a Baja kit in a very, very long time, probably going on more than 10 years. I bought this kit from DDM Racing. They're a good 5th scale, or kind of large scale vendor. Actually, when I was making Baja products, I used to make products for the HPI Baja. They were one of my distributors. It's a good company to work with. They're good people. She's out. It's a big box. It's kind of a flimsy box. I'm surprised considering how heavy it is. Things are kind of moving around in there. So there it is. I wish I had a tape measure. Give you some perspective on size here. Alright, so the box is around 23 inches long by 18.5 inches tall by 10 inches deep. Let's go and get her open. A lot of stuff rattling around in there. I don't remember the SS kit being so big as far as the box goes. There's no engine in this either, so this is almost the size of an RTR box. Side. There it is. The Baja boxes, for whatever reason, had a distinct smell. I don't know if it's the plastics or the engine or what. So we got the bodies are also a pain to paint, cut out. It takes a while. There's a lot going on with the body. So we got the main body. We have 2 side pods. Lower side pods. Actually, this is Interesting, we get 2 sets of side pods. I wonder if that's a mistake. Here's the tires. Look how massive these things are. I'm a big guy, I have big hands, but I can't even get 2 hands around the tire. Goes back there. Same with the wheels, giant, enormous wheels. White beadlocks. That was the other cool thing with the Bajas. They used real beadlock wheels. But the beadlocks weren't very good. Well, the first generation of beadlocks weren't very good, and they would have a tendency to, the tires would kind of peel off of the wheels. Ah, yes. Wheel wrench. Nice orange wheel wrench. We got some aluminum side plates, chassis reinforcements. The chassis, kind of a gunmetal gray anodized, heavy duty, almost bomb proof. If you were crazy, like doing crazy launches with your Baja, you'd bend the front end on it. Roll cage plastic. There's the wing. This is bringing back memories. More roll cage plastic. So what's new to me, I never had a Flux kit, so here's the electronics battery box. Looks like some chassis plates that take up the place of the motor, or actually it's probably motor mount, electric motor mount. In the Baja, the engine was kind of a load member in the vehicle design. Lots of plastics. We got suspension. Yeah, suspension, uprights. There's some new stuff in here that I don't recognize because it is a Flux kit. Gearbox, under tray. Here. I'll do a montage after this unboxing. Kind of go over the different parts. There's a lot of parts here. This looks like more roll cage frame, rear upright, rear shock stays, front shock stays, rear roll cage, front skid plates, bulkheads, rear bulkheads. Run out of room. Diagrams on drilling and installing your body. These must be like addendums to the instructions. This shows the engine installation, the right spacers depending on the engine type. Installing tie rods, installing the front axles. Actually, no, these are rear axles. Sorry. Here, oh, look. Do we get 2 bodies? Got 1 body. Here's the front nose piece for the body, but they gave us 2 of them. So I don't know if that's on purpose or what. These weren't really, of all the body pieces that got kind of destroyed, I wouldn't consider the nose pieces one of them. Maybe the side pods, and then the main body. But really, the body's held up pretty well. Not at all like a truck body, which is out there and gets destroyed. Instructions, stickers. What do the stickers look like? Oh, they didn't even show a picture of the finished car. The stickers are, I'll have to open that up because they're different than what they used to be. They have kind of a carbon fiber pattern to them. And the heavy one, heavy bag. Rear chassis plate, gearbox, gears. Imagine there's shocks in here. This is a heavy bag. There it is, all of its glory. So, I'll go ahead and do a montage at the end of the video of this stuff. But let's get into some of the stuff that you need to get this kit running. It's basically a roller chassis. It doesn't come with any electronics. So you need to get a motor, speed controller, steering servo, battery, kind of the typical things you would need to get for a performance buggy. So let's look at the steering servo. This is a Reefs RC Beast 1000. It's a 5th scale steering servo. The specs on it, you can obviously look it up, but at 8.4 volts, it has 1080 ounce inches. At 7.4 volts, it's 900 ounce inches. And then the speed at 8.4 volts is 0.08 seconds, which is pretty fast. And at 7.4 volts, it's 0.095 seconds. We're going with the Hobby Wing Easy Run brushless system combo. This is the Max 5. So it's an 800 kV brushless motor. Let's go ahead and open that up. This is another heavy box. Hobby Wing going the route of Apple packaging with excessive packaging. Ditch that. I just want to show you guys the motor. These motors are massive. I'm just looking at the output shaft on this motor. This motor is the size of like a Red Bull can. That thing is huge. It has a temp sensor plug on it. It looks like it's sensorless. That's massive. What's the size of that steering shaft? Steering shaft is 8 millimeters in diameter. I'm going to get my lunchbox. Here's my speedrun lunchbox, and here's the motor for the Baja. You can see it next to these wheels. That thing is huge. That out of the way. The only real upgrade I'm going with on this is these RPM arms. When I was doing Bajas, I would always upgrade the arms with the RPM arms. RPM makes great plastic products. They're pretty durable, almost impossible to break. It's definitely better plastics than what the Baja stuff is. Pretty squishy. It's flexible. You can kind of bend it with your hand. RPM stuff is a lot more durable. So we'll throw those on. And that's pretty much it for upgrades. The car, based on kind of the weight of everything, this feels like it's going to be a heavy car. Let's see what they say the spec is on this guy for weight. They don't really say, but there's a lot of heavy stuff in this car. So once I get it built, I might go through and see about making some lightweight versions of stuff. Like these motor plates are pretty beefy. We might look at lightening them up or even making carbon fiber versions of these plates. I have some thick carbon fiber I could use if I need to make this lighter. Even all the, I gotta see if people are still making carbon fiber parts. All the aluminum plates you could basically replace with carbon fiber. It's not as strong in buckling, but in tension it does a pretty good job. So we wouldn't have any problem with making this stuff out of carbon fiber. Plastic stuff, man. Plastic's lighter than anything out there as far as, it's about the same weight as carbon fiber, and it's about half the weight of aluminum. I think the problem a lot of people get into when they start upgrading these cars is they start replacing all the parts with aluminum, and that makes the car heavier, which makes it more vulnerable to damages. I mean, you replace something with aluminum, then you're basically just pushing that weak link onto the next next component down the chain. So aluminum's not always the answer. Keeping it simple. I would try to go in the direction of making the car lightweight in the right areas versus switching everything out to aluminum, especially if you're racing. Drivetrain, I mean, it's got steel gear. That's a massive steel gear in there. That's bigger than what they used to run. This differential looks bigger. I have to go and see my original Bajas. Shock shafts are huge. They look like they're 6mm shock shafts. I think the originals were like 4mm, but they were prone to buckling. They would always bend. It was kind of a cheesy design from the very first design, because they used little E-clips and they'd always pop off the E-clips and the shocks would explode. Plastic spur gear. Look at the size of that spur gear. I mean, that spur gear is almost the size of the rear wheels on this lunchbox. This will be a fun build though. Dog bones on this thing are huge, ginormous. Alright, let me get everything unpacked, and we'll do a little montage and get on with it. Thanks for watching.